Hello YouTube, Pipe Lusitano here. And I'm smoking a Vest pocket pipe. I kind of like these things. It's just different, I guess. It's not a bad smoker. It's not a very practical smoker. I mean, the chamber is too close to your face, so it goes, the smoke goes into your eye. And aesthetically, I wouldn't call it exactly very pleasing, but it's just a funny thing to have, and I found these in shops for very, very good prices. But anyway, I'm smoking some Dunhill 965, goes well together because it burns cool. And I would like to talk to you about this little story I had. So me and my wife were walking around in Paris, going to souvenir shops like any good tourist, you know, buy the made in China stuff with a big Paris written on it. I know it's corny, but we kind of like this stuff. So we go into a shop, there's this shop attendant that suddenly starts yelling at my wife for some reason. Apparently, well, after a while I kind of understood that had to do with something like the guy came to her, said bonjour, and my wife, who doesn't speak any English and any French, didn't even notice the guy was talking to her, didn't answer, and the guy went apeshit. So everything we wanted to buy, and it was quite a bit, we just dropped it and left. He made no money out of us with that attitude. So we were just walking along, and I see this little shop with a carton travel case with an old thing with some wine bottles in it. And why not? It's wine, we like wine. I mean, let's go inside, see what's what. So we just go inside, and this shop attendant, this little guy, just comes out of the counter, comes to us. Bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur. We say good morning. Ah, foreigners, no problem. I speak English very well too. A glass for you, a glass for you. Would you like to try the white? Sure, why not? Glug glug glug, glug glug glug. Please go ahead. And the bloody nectar was nothing short of spectacular. He just kept on talking to us, you know, small talk, the usual thing, where you come from, how long you're gonna stay here, but all very nice. As soon as the white wine was finished, would you like to try the red? Sure, glug 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 glug. And we just kept on. Eventually we started talking about the wines he had there. And it was obvious that this shop attendant was really knowledgeable about his business. So in the end we kind of felt guilty getting out of there without making any expense. So I've just said, you know, 2 bottles of this white wine that we just had. He said, no problem. Are you traveling on an airplane? Yes, I'll pack it in with some bubble wrap, and I'll make sure that it's as well protected as I can get it. Thank you very much. So you, monsieur, do you like wine as well? Well, I'm more into cognac. Do you have any nice bottles of cognac? Well, yeah, you know, I got the usual stuff. But I have something special that you might be interested. So he just pointed me into these bottles that don't look very glamorous or anything. And he was just explaining to me that all this stuff that you can find in the supermarkets is very heavily government controlled, hence full of sulfites and water to keep the alcohol level to a certain degree. It's very adulterated, shall we say. So he said this wine that you had was nothing spectacular. It was just a normal wine, but it did not suffer from all the problems that come from following the rules to the letter. That's what you need to do when you sell in big supermarkets or if you mass producing. In this case, it's a small vineyard, there's a small producer, an independent one, so he can do this. He knows he's not going to sell tons and tons and tons, so he can afford to opt for quality instead of quantity. That's the price of progress, and the results are obvious. You taste the same wine when it comes out of the producer, and you taste the same wine when it comes out of the bottling facility, and it's two completely different things. But anyway, we just talked about cognac, and he pointed me to Armagnac. Armagnac is basically also a wine distillate, and it's more or less the same thing, but from a different region of France. Further south, apparently Armagnac doesn't go through a double distillation process, it goes through a single distillation process, and I got myself a little gift. This is some artisanal made Armagnac from 1992. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful bottle. What's in it should be beautiful as well. I'm sure one day the occasion will come where I have the opportunity of open this with a few friends and have a go. Taste the natural Armagnac. Apparently it's less delicate than cognac, but a bit bolder. Anyway, the basic message that I got from all of this is good service makes for good sales. I mean, I just spent like 150 euro between 3 bottles in a shop, which is quite unusual. Every time I talk about this with my wife, I just, you know, it's that feeling that you've been tricked, that you've been conned, but at the same time, it feels good. I really feel good about my experience in that little shop. I mean, it was nothing great about it except for the way we were treated. And the second thing I would like to take from all of this experience is, as in most things, progress does not mean improvement. And this case about wines and cognacs and armagnacs and whatever, it surely doesn't seem to be the case. So there you go. Pipe Lusitano saying goodbye and happy smokes.